Yes, you're welcome. It's a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday today. Welcome to Prime Sports. My name is Austin Sorenz, and this is where sports lives. Amazing highlights we just watched there from the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, first of all, and of course from the WAFCON that caused so much drama on the show yesterday. And the Super Falcons were in action, but we saw the highlights of the Zambia-Egypt game with Egypt being decimated by the Zambians 6-0. Anyways, joining me today to talk sports is none other than my co-host, co-pilot, pro-woman sports supporter himself, from the south side of Nigeria, repping all the southern Nigerian ladies in sports. Let's make welcome Inspirer Coach Dixon, prophet politician Umatuk.
Anyway, since you have introduced me that way, I'll first of all say good morning to you. Good morning to you. And I'm going to say good morning, especially, and hopefully you guys are watching, Salome, and also I have to say special good morning to, just mention the name.
Who?
Stella from Port
Stella? Was it Port Harcourt? Don't worry.
What, is it worry?
I hope she watched the match yesterday.
Special good.
That's the first question I want to ask Stella.
Special.
I hope she watched the match and the matches yesterday. That's where I'll start from.
Let's start from the Commonwealth. And unfortunately,
we didn't get a goal there.
We didn't get a goal
in the
there.
100 meters. Men.
So much hope in Ajayi. And because coming from the form that he was in, but when I saw a Semen, that's the Cameroonian,
yes,
kind of like have a Nigerian name. But anyway, we are all brothers anyway. There are Nigerians that bear that name. Yeah, so but when he clocked 9.10, I think it was 9.98 or thereabout. I was like, he was the fastest in the semi-finals. I was like, woof. You know, Ajayi will have to work harder, to beat him. But again, you saw that final there, that last push, to cross the line.
He started off well. He started leading the pack. But after like 60 meters, 70 meters, he was already third. Yes. He was already third because we already saw the Australian Kennedy was already ahead of him.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, the eventual winner, Seme, just came and
brushed past both of them.
Yeah.
I like how he ended. It's just Commonwealth. As much as I know I wanted gold, it's going to humble Ajayi. And that's what I wanted. Remember we showed was it a diamond meet where he won Seville? And I said the way he finished, Aki was on set that I said I didn't like the way he was taunting him. Stay humble, you're a 21-year-old. Get to that point when you are the man. There's something that technically...
Okay, yeah, I remember where he ran and was facing...
I'm doing like this. I know maybe Usain Bolt is your mentor, but he got to a point where Usain Bolt had the right to do it. And people will look away because he was the man that he said that he is. When you say you are the man that you are, you know that you have to bring something to the table. Everybody will know that, yes, this is it. So then people will look at you and say, you know what? You can do all you want because you are the real thing. And Usain Bolt got to that level where nobody could question it. Now you're a young athlete coming up, get to that stage, work so hard, learn from the older athletes, not because you beat an older athlete or an athlete that has been in the game, you start taunting, you start feeling up high, you have arrived. Now they've humbled you. You couldn't even congratulate the winner.
I think
you were there beating up yourself because you were too sure and too proud to think, because you thought it was going to be all yours. Now people might think that, yes, I also was like, you are beating up yourself, I would have done better, But I'm looking towards your previous attitude. I remember the City and Arsenal game, one word was...
Stay humble.
Stay humble. Stay humble. And that's what I'm going to tell you. The talent is there, quite all right. But stay humble. That's what I'll say.
Fantastic one. Just to let the viewers know, the Commonwealth Games are up. Nigeria is in 5th place in the medals table with 6 gold medals and a total medal haul of 12. So not too shabby.
Who's in first place?
Not Nigeria.
Well, you see the gap in medals, but we'll just leave it there.
That's 35 golds. 35. Just so you know. Just so you know.
When you see the gap, we'll just leave it there. And
You want to add something?
With what is going on in the Commonwealth, I remember Commonwealth now. You know, there were just few teams that could edge us. At this point, we were bumper to bumper with some teams. You know, some countries like Great Britain, Australia, we were bumper to bumper with them.
Not really.
Not
really bumper to bumper. We're always like 4th or 5th.
I think I think there was a time we were third or something.
Maybe one of them did not come.
No, what I'm saying is that that gap of 35 to 6 was not, the margin was not too much.
I want to ask you an honest question. And the question is a question. I want an honest answer.
Not a lawyer answer.
Not a lawyer answer.
I know
not a lawyer answer. I know you'll be very objective in your answer.
Yes.
With what you've seen going on in the country, our attention to sports, our attention to the deliverables or delivery of the different federations, the AFN, if we even have a swimming federation, weightlifting, boxing, do you think, does the result not even flatter the preparations made for these Commonwealth Games? We should see when our weightlifters come back, we should put red carpet for them. The administrators of sports, especially in the weightlifting federation, should lie down on the ground and let them be walking on their heads. Because those are the only set of people when it comes to sports other than female football and female basketball. Those are the only people that always deliver the goods. When I say always, the bulk of our medal haul is from weightlifting.
I agree.
Where are the rest?
Like you said, and we've talked about it several times on this set, sometimes the results flatter the preparation.
I'm telling you.
It flatters the input that the federations have put.
100%.
And that is it. We have this motion, and when we watch sports, we say, Nigeria know they carry last. I like that mentality. But what preparation did we make
to not carry last?
Every time we are actually very fast to shoot the actors that are in there. Because sometimes when they tell their ordeal and the stories before they get to this tournament, but because we are wearing the Nigerian green, white, green, they're supposed to do well, right? But some people have worked so hard for 4 years, 3 years, done what they are supposed to do, and you are competing with these same people. And we say, you know what? Why did you allow this guy win? All Nigerians are, these Nigerian athletes. But they're given an enable environment to prepare to win. The answer is no. And I agree with you, 120%, because the result actually flatters, the input from this federation. So when we say they have like 6 gold, what was the preparation? If you go to the back stories, you hear all sorts of dirty stories that you don't want to say on air. You hear all sorts of things that you just say you just want to keep people's thoughts away from those kind of stories.
Yeah.
Because it's not palatable to hear. And when politicians, administrators when they have that mindset that they are coming to serve their fatherland and not to enlarge their bank account, things will change. Everything, I've said this time and time before, everything that is happening in sports, just look around. Just look around the country sometimes. You just see that there's no way to affect.
Okay, so Uche put a comment on the Prime Sports group on King's Chat, and he sends you, you made a statement, and he's correcting it. He says, now worry no they carry last, not Niger, because Niger sports administrators, they sleep. So
which were okay, let's pack Uche, let's pack worry athletes. Since it's there, that doesn't carry last. Let's pack Nigerian athletes.
But
have you seen the swimming pool in the swimming pool in Lagos?
We're going to go to gear 2 of this conversation because if we continue on this subject, it's not going to go great. And,
yeah, it's not going to go great. That's why sometimes I try to
avoid it. That's the truth. We try to avoid it because there are more of this kind of issues than inspirational stories of success or hard work, especially here. Almost all your successes in their different sports, they're not trained here.
They're not trained.
That's a big indictment to the sports administrators, the sports federations and all. Yesterday night, this is my segue into the second conversation, buttresses exactly the point Coach Dixon and I are making. From winning the title, at a point you were trailing 3-1, defending champions. If you met a team and you played very well, like the way Argentina and Cape Verde game went, I know there was a lot of dodgy calls in that game, but let's leave the dodgy calls. It was good football we watched that night. To me, it was going to be my best game of the tournament until the third place finals between England and France. It was going to be, so it felt that way. If it was that way the Falcons lost, Coach Dixon, I'll be here singing their praise, saying that they gave their best. The fight. But when you see the kind of goals conceded, you said, saying the lineup, you already knew something was going to go wrong.
Yes.
I already knew the tournament was going to go wrong. I mentioned it myself. You and Akin were walking just around the studio area there, and I mentioned this one that there's no Ashley. A lot of people did not see the work that lady did in the defense and in the Super Eagles going forward and tracking back. She's the only defender that has space.
I agree.
When you look at her build and you look at Alozier's build, you understand what I'm talking about. I'm not body shaming anybody right now, but you're an athlete. Go and look at the best teams in the world. Look at the US team. Look at the English team. Look at the Spanish team. Look at their build and trim. It will give you an idea of the kind of discipline that the athletes have. You can't carry certain kinds of things or certain statures. I'm trying not to say this without seeming like I'm body shaming anybody, but you can't run the same race in the same way somebody else will run it. That is built and trained in a certain other way. What is Ohale doing in that squad? She's my friend, though. Personal friend. Yes. But I think, sister, you've run your course as far as national team representations are concerned. If you want to do start padding, it's not in times like this. You will start pad from the bench.
True.
You will wait till like what they did with Onome Ebi for the last World Cup. We know it was done deliberately so that she can, and it's worked for her, really, because she's one of the few athletes that have played in, is it 5 or 6 World Cups? And she has registered that, and it has helped her set, what's the word now? A future for her, because now she's one of the bright lights, she's one of the leading lights in football, global football, representing Africa. She's a FIFA ambassador. So that was great for her. But they didn't go and put her at the beginning. Notice what happened when they brought her in that Australia game. We considered 2 goals.
Considered 2 goals. Very true.
As soon as they brought her in. So certain people have passed their prime. It's not, if you still insist on bringing them.
What, is there interference in the call-ups? Because you look at Ortega, and this, you know, when you call out names, you think maybe you have personal.
What's Ortega still doing in the national team?
Ortega,
she's lost her pace. She's not the winger she used to be back in the day.
And you are depriving the
younger people
players that have the pace and have the right attitude to go there and win. I don't want to go calling names, but there were some names, you know, there were question marks on right from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And when I said I looked at the lineup and I noticed that this coach probably have not been watching the Malawians. And secondly...
How you know what Malawi? 2 of their players are playing in Lyon.
The champions, the Chajanga sisters.
And they both scored.
It was their show. I'm sure the family will be in super happy. The truth is that even if you were not watching, at least maybe you would have watched them in Kosafa Cup or something. Because or the qualifiers, at least you should have seen the ladies are physical. And they are physical. When you are... I noticed something first when I talk about the call-up. And people just think that you just call up, where is this player? You, first of all, as a coach, you have to have a balanced team.
Ours leaned towards the forwards.
You can't just say, "Oh, I have Ajibade," and you pack all the wingers, and your midfield
It's empty.
is empty.
They decimated
And
us
even
in
the
the midfield.
you don't have physical. You have to go with skillful players and physical. Look at what Tomatike did. He said, "You know what? I need some physical players in my midfield." And you saw how they bullied. Now you brought. Look at what you did. Ainde, Chechine, and Ajibade, Rashidat Ajibade. These were midfield players. On a good day, Chechine and Rashidat is like a winger.
They're both wingers now.
They don't
play in the middle.
They don't play in the middle. So what did you do? You gave all the whole work. Because
So
first of all,
Ainde was the one carrying that
carry the whole midfield.
defense.
Now,
Midfield,
at the end of the day, their mentality will still be, attack and not the midfield. So if you say that you didn't have Tony Payne came in and didn't make anything, that's okay, but that's our win. But are you saying that when you were choosing from the onset, you didn't choose a balanced team? Now you started an Esther Okonkwo, which everybody knows from club and country, even in the last AFCON, was like a supporting striker. She won't stop striking. She plays around in the 8-10. And she was a shadow of herself.
She was left alone.
She was a shadow of herself. So you couldn't, in the first 30 minutes, I said, you know what is happening? You need to tweak something. You need to pull one player or two players out. You have 5 substitutes. You have to pull. You started in the wrong foot. You started in the wrong foot. Tweak. But the coach, all I saw him doing was move forward, be going. He caused the team from his formation, from his squad. Because I've noticed, I was just looking at the bench, like, what can he do with this physicality? He didn't take a balanced team. So at the end of the day, when the draws were made, you don't...
Those two teams, there are 2 teams in our group that are some of the most physical teams. Zambia and Malawi.
No, you didn't think about it. You just went to announce squad. You didn't think about it. When it goes toe to toe, and we want jam body, what am I going to put in the midfield? We just wanted to announce squad. And these are the small details that can cost you a lot of things. Lastly, what kind of training they did? Because the Super Falcons, they were playing as if they were playing for the first time. They were playing as if there was nothing at stake. They were playing, I didn't even understand what our goalkeeper was doing. Everything was just... all over the place.
No need to talk much further. We're going to show the highlights now. We're going to jump into a break. During the break, we'll show you the highlights of the game between Nigeria and Malawi. And the Malawians, debutants in the AFCON, in the WAFCON. And
that's the first game ever.
Shocking the African champions, 10-time African champions in that one. I tuned off completely when it was 3-1. But I was relieved to know that it ended 3-2. So the
3-2. 3-2 that flattered
our
our horrible performance.